Hi guys, and welcome back to our YouTube channel, Two Urban Doctors. We recently visited Cuttlebrook Koi Farm in Thame after arranging a visit with Mark and Lisa. Cuttlebrook are a well-known established koi breeder in the UK, having won many awards. We were warmly welcomed by their two cute dogs. This is the area where koi for sale are housed. Availability of koi is kept updated on the website by the team. There is also a selection of dried goods such as koi food, treatments, feeders, filtration, and Cuttlebrook merchandise. They only sell things they use themselves, and the primary focus are the koi. We are here today to collect a 38cm Nisai Akami Mango Karashigoi, which we were fortunate enough to purchase online at a recent launch event. You can easily see her as she's the brightest one in the pond.
Perfect, thank you.
So, put that in there. And then here we've got some guidelines on feeding your fish. If you buy small fish, how to look after your baby fish. But in here it's got guidelines of what to do when you get your fish home. Basically floated in the pond for half an hour to an hour, unopened on the surface of your pond to let the water temperature equalise, and then just let it go into your pond. In here it tells you what happens to a fish when you move it to a new environment, and how it affects that fish and what it does to that fish. We've got basic guidelines that we'd like you to adhere to when you're keeping your fish, what do's and don'ts. And here we've got your laws of using salt. Salt is the most unused chemical in koi keeping, but it is by far the best chemical to use. It's got so many advantages, and it tells you all about it here. And it tells you how you can use salt to calculate the volume of your pond, and how you can also use salt to eradicate some parasites. So that all goes in here, and then we'll put your packing slip in there.
Thank you.
So please read it.
Next up, my husband had his eye on the Nisai Shagoi, which Cuttlebrook have developed themselves. The scalation, fuckering and skin quality is something we have never seen before.
When they bruise themselves or lose a couple of scales, the scales go black or dark brown, and then as the scales regrow, they come back into the same colour as they were originally.
Yes. I've never seen that before.
No?
I've never seen that before. Ever.
You're going to get it?
Great jump. The body on that's really good. Yeah, and that one actually.
They've all got that lovely scalation.
Yeah. Which do you prefer? And that glows for some reason.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah. I think the contrast between the dark and the light.
So this one is just under 50. Let's stay there. You're just under 50.
This one maybe 47.
Stay still, yeah, it's about 47.
Quite nice, you haven't got one like that.
It's getting warmer, which is nice, it's kinder on my hands. That's a nice colour.
Would you say that's the cleaner one?
Yeah. I prefer this colour.
Anyway.
Fine.
So we're down to this one?
We're down to that.
Yeah,
That
pretty
kind of
much.
settles out. He doesn't like us, does he?
Next, we were given a tour of the farm. We weren't allowed to film in the brood house for obvious reasons.
So we breed the fish in the brood fish building. It's a completely biosecure area, so no other fish from the farm are allowed to go into that building, and no fish from the brooding building go anywhere else in the farm. It's a completely biosecure location. Once we've spawned the fish, we hand strip the eggs so that the eggs have no contact with the female or the male at all, and then we artificially fertilise them and then incubate them in the brood fish building, and they are the hatchery tanks are completely separate from any brood fish, so there's no possible contamination of anything from the parent fish to the offspring that we rear. Once they've hatched, it takes 3 days from stripping the eggs to them hatching, and then another 4 days before they're ready to go out into the mud ponds. We prepare the mud ponds so that when the fry go out into the mud ponds, they're going to a rich soup of rotifruits, which is the best first food for the fish when they first go out, and they grow like crazy. We also introduce a seed of Daphnia so that by the time the fish have eaten all the rotifruits that they can, they move on to the Daphnia. So we don't have to feed the fish for the first 3 weeks when they're out there. Then we feed them for about 2 weeks on artificial food to get them up to about 1 inch long, so 25 millimetres long, 20 to 25 millimetres, and then we bring them in. Now we will roughly count out approximately 50,000 to 60,000 per mud pond. We've got 13 mud ponds. That's an awful lot of fish. We bring them into this tank here, so in about 5 weeks' time these tanks will be empty, they'll be cleaned, they'll be scrubbed. And then what I do is I spend my days sitting in this chair,
Each one.
using these spoons and this net. Here we go. So I will take a scoop of fish in the net, or maybe 20 or 30 fish, and I'll have a look at them, and if I'm lucky I'll take one fish and I will keep that one, and the rest will go off for sale as fry, or somebody will take them to grow on. So I look at maybe 500,000 fish out of the mud ponds each year. But that's not it. When it comes to Showa, Hiyutsuri, Shirotsuri, Kinkiyutsuri, which are varieties we breed, we do something called Koroku. Koroku is black fry selection, and at 7 days old from spawning, so that's 3-4 days old from hatch, we will select out only the black fry to carry on growing. Because Utsuri have black on them, and if they don't have black on them, they won't be Utsuri or Showa. So we need fish with black on only. And when we're doing Koroku, sometimes we get as little as 10 to 20% black in the offspring, and we can see this at 4 days old. So we will then do what's called Koroku, and we have invented a machine which we can use to suck up the fish. So we have 8 people sucking up the fish for one hit. So we can go through 300 to 400,000 fish in one day. That's a lot of fish. Just to get to 400,000 fish at 10%, that means we've got 40,000 fish going into the market.
Wow.
And that saves me pretty much the whole farm of fish that I would otherwise have to do. So it's selection, 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 selection. To get to Nisai, we keep 1 in 1,000 fish. So we have to grow 1,000 fish to find 1 fish to Nisai. So that's the sort of quality that we're trying to, and strict regimes that we're trying to pursue here. Same ratios as the Japanese, and that's where we want to be. We want to be up with the best of the Japanese.
Perfect. So this is the Tosai house. Interesting fact, all the heating is done by heating the air instead of the water. The growth of these fish is pretty amazing. The white lampshade contraption you can see above all the tanks is in fact an automatic feeder and not a light. Here we can see He Utsuri, which match those of Shinoda. These are some jumbo tosai growing on, which will soon be up for sale. What caught our eye was a spectacular Cha Utsuri. Blink and you will miss it. Mike is developing Jin Rin Chagoi with the fukarin and scalation we saw earlier with the dark Chagoi. Here we have the normal tosai, which are available to purchase on the website. To end the tour, we had a chance to see the cream of the crop in the show pond. This pond runs without any aeration, which creates a calm and tranquil environment. Thank you for watching and for all your support. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. A big thank you to Mark and Lisa for allowing us to visit Cuttlebrook Koi Farm.